Yes, you can. A podcast for high achievers. Hi, I'm Tammy North. I'm the owner of the Genuine Driven Women brand of businesses. The goal of this podcast is to help you become the best that you can be. Don't ever doubt the power you have to make the world a better place. Yes, you can make a difference. A salary of $100,000 per year is one of the first career goals that many women will have, especially when it's freshly graduated from college and in her mid-20s. You remember what it was like when you got your first professional position and you started doing the math and setting goals to figure out how long it would be until you reached 100,000. And because you're a high performer with a work ethic that is out of this world, it's kind of surprising how fast this will actually happen for you. Depending on your situation, it might even happen straight out of college. But if it isn't exactly 100,000, in some states and cities, 75K might feel like 100K. But either way, that salary will come faster than you believe it will when you work hard, set goals, prioritize your time, and learn to think strategically. Essentially, it'll come when you're playing a bigger game than everybody else around you. If you're listening to this podcast today, then you might be coming to the same conclusions that I came to a long time ago, that money does not equal happiness. It really doesn't. That's why you hear about so many depressed millionaires and celebrities. The amount of money you make in a career does not directly correlate to how much joy you'll find doing the work or especially satisfaction in your overall life. Okay, but if you do make $100,000 per year, then you're in the top 9% of all income earners in the United States. Doesn't that sound incredible? I know if you're struggling to just make ends meet right now, let's say you're making $60,000 or less in the United States, in some states especially, that life is probably really hard right now, and that $100,000 a year sounds amazing. I get it. But what I want to talk to you about today is that you can kill yourself to get to this salary milestone and then realize that when you get here, that you are absolutely miserable. I know many people in my own life who have this reality. The way I see it, there's probably at least 4 different scenarios that you might be in if you make 100,000 or more, but still feel miserable. Let me know if you are in a different scenario than one of the ones I discussed today, but you also do make over 100K and you are unhappy in your job, because I'd love to add that to the list. Okay, number 1, have you ever sacrificed a marriage or other love relationship? Have you missed most of your young children's lives? Do you feel like you've ever gone against your own values or integrity in any way? Have you passed up deep friendships just to reach this milestone? For some women, have you completely passed up your opportunity to have children, even though maybe in an earlier age you thought you didn't want them? And if you think about people you know now, either in your own life or I guess even on TV or in movies, who have traded relationships or even their soul for money, and then take a minute and think about how easily this can happen if all you care about is money. Often there'll come a point where you realize that you're alone, you have no meaningful relationships outside of work, and deep regret or bitterness can set in. Okay, that's the first scenario. The second scenario is people who are working in line with their values and they are using their gifts for good and they rise within an organization, but they still don't feel that the mission of that organization is aligned with their values. They don't feel they're making a positive change in the world. They feel like they're spending all their energy making somebody else rich. So even if you're doing things for the right reasons and you're doing things that are technically good, things that you could choose to feel rightly good about yourself because you're doing them, because of your good work ethic, you're mentoring others, you have consistent and constant improvement and growth, you're an excellent team member at work, but often it still feels hollow. Some days you just feel like you're an ant, just following along with the rest of the other ants and wondering what it's all about. And then on your darkest days, you think to yourself, if I disappeared, if I just quit coming to work, would anything I'm doing today even matter to anybody, even to the team around me? Or would somebody else just start sitting in my chair, in my cubicle tomorrow, and the whole machine would just keep moving forward? So that's the second scenario. It's kind of dark, but yeah, Okay, the third scenario. Okay, let's say you're making 100,000 or more and you're working in a field that you do love and you're in an organization whose mission is aligned with your values, but you still feel like you're meant for something bigger. You know you could make a bigger impact than you're making now, but you feel stuck in your current position. What if you feel like you've hit some kind of ceiling, maybe due to the leadership in the organization? Maybe nobody in your current organization sees you as a person with higher potential, even though day in and day out, you work your heart out. You give it your all. You give it your blood, sweat, and tears, but nobody ever considers you for a bigger position or more responsibility. What can you do about that? I think that this scenario here happens especially if you have been in an organization for a very long time and that some of the very, very senior people have known you ever since you were very young. Sometimes people just won't allow you to change, even though you have changed. So what can you do about that? Okay. And then the fourth scenario is, are you an entrepreneur? Maybe you found a lucrative niche in a market and you exploited it. You found something that, okay, here's something people want. I know how to give it to them. And you are now making a very successful living, but you've started to dread this work because even though there's this high demand, the reason you chose this market was due to pure analytics, and you don't care about this piece of the industry. You don't care about the work you're doing every day. And yeah, you're making money. And at first it was fun because you were making a lot of money, but now all of your time is taken up with something that you do not enjoy. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to do it. The only good part is that you are your own boss and you are making money. So at least that keeps you going. Okay, those are my four scenarios. If you have a different one, these are all that I could think of at the time when I was writing this episode. If you have another version or a different scenario than one of these, please reach out to me. Let me know. My contact information is down in the show notes. I will update the blog article when I write it. This is a topic that I don't think people talk about enough, that you could be making a very good salary and still be quite unhappy in your job. And I want to tell you that it is okay. Even if you're making more money than you have ever made in your entire life, it's okay if you want more, if you also want to enjoy the work you're doing. I mean, you spend so many hours at work. It's okay to want to make a difference, and it's okay to feel like you're part of something bigger. Okay, but the first thing I want to say to you about all of this is congratulations. It is very impressive if you have reached this salary milestone. It says a few things about you, that you have a great work ethic, you're reliable, and yes, you have the ability to set goals and achieve them. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, this salary puts you in the top 9% of all incomes in the United States. And the good news is your salary gives you a powerful resource as you dream bigger and then make bigger and more meaningful plans in your life. To get started, I have a couple questions and I want you to start thinking about your answers while you listen to this podcast. But then afterwards, I want you to take some dedicated time to do the thought work for you to truly answer them. I mean, after all, the decision to leave a position where you're making $100,000 or more should not be taken lightly, especially if your financial security is currently completely wrapped up in you continuing to make a sizable salary. Okay, so the first question is, what is it about your current position that's making you unhappy? Get a blank piece of paper and do a complete thought download on all the thoughts, good and bad, about your current work life. And then the second question is, what type of work do you think you want to do? And also, what are the most important attributes of a career or a position that you believe would make you feel inspired and motivated and happy to go to work? Capture all of these thoughts on a piece of paper as well. Okay, now once you have your thoughts for both questions completely out of your head and on the paper, take a few minutes and read through them both. First, is there any chance that you can make any changes to make your current job fulfill more of the positive attributes you wish that it had? Is there any way to make your current position more motivating or inspiring for you to go to every day? And I'm not saying that you should automatically consider staying at your current job. However, if there is any chance that you can change your mindset, change some of the conditions, or possibly take some actions to drive change within your organization, it's probably worth considering while you work on your dream job. And also, if this is actually a pretty good job and your mindset is at the root of what's causing the problem, then you're going to run the risk of finding your perfect job and then realize you also hate that job too. So be honest with yourself about what your thoughts are and how you're feeling so that you don't jump from one lily pad to the other just to realize that all the negative thoughts are coming from inside you, because a new environment will not fix your thoughts if you don't let your thoughts change. Okay, now this is something serious, and I think that a lot of times that this is the issue. So I don't do this in very many podcasts, but I'm going to do it today. At my website, genuinedrivenwomen.com, you can head on over there and schedule a one-on-one coaching session with me. And I will personally take you through some coaching just to verify if this is the issue. Because I think the decision to change from one high-paying job when you aren't really sure where you're going next, is there another job out there? That's a big decision. And I do think some coaching could really help you navigate the situation and figure out if it is your mindset or if it's the position. And then we can talk about what you're going to do in order to make this a successful transition if you do transition. Because I think this is so important, and I am essentially recommending you don't stay in a place where you're miserable, that this is an excellent time for coaching. So if your thoughts are clear and you know you're ready to make a change, then let's talk about what you should do to make this transition from your current well-paid misery to work where you will feel fulfilled, possibly while making more money than you even do today. Doesn't that sound awesome? Okay, first take the 2 thought downloads that you completed for both what you don't like about this job and then the attributes of your dream job. You're going to need both lists. On the first list, the things you don't like, circle the 5 things you dislike about your current position the most. These will be the things that you never ever want to deal with again, not in a million years if you have a choice. And on the second list, circle the 5 top attributes that you do want your new position or job to have. Okay, now it's time to dream. Look at your circles that you made on the pages and consider to yourself, what would you have to do so that none of the negative and all of the positive circles become your reality? What would have to be true? Does a position like this even exist? Do you have some options available to you, such as could you hire an assistant to take some of the negative things on so that you don't have to deal with them? If you consider those kind of options, does that make achieving the positive portion even easier? Okay, then take some time to do a little more journaling. Just, write it out on a piece of paper. What would it take for your life to become what you imagine? For you to be the person to have this ideal career? What would you have to believe about yourself to take one step forward in this plan? One thing I might recommend is that if you didn't, go back and listen to last week's podcast about what ifing yourself to life as opposed to what ifing yourself to death. There's a pretty powerful exercise in that episode that will help you begin to adjust your mindset to prepare for where you want to be. If you believe your mindset is in a good place, okay, then let's keep going. Okay, so I have 5 steps I want you to take in the next week or two. Now that you've identified what you don't like about your current job and what you believe are the attributes of a good position that you would love to work in. First, decide if your ideal position is with a different company, business, a nonprofit, or if you want to start your own business. And also consider if you want to stay in your current organization and grow as a leader in the organization, whichever vision you have, describe what your ideal position would look like in some detail and get it clear in your head. The second step is I want you to do some research based on your answer to number 1. This research should include job searches for positions that already exist similar to that. Capture the qualifications that you see as you're doing this research. Look for various positions and then take note of all the qualifications that it seems like a good candidate would have. How many of these qualifications do you meet? Do you meet a good number of them? For the qualifications you don't meet, can you extrapolate some other experience or education to partly cover the gap? If you decide you do want to start your own business, then do you know what you want to sell? Do you have a general idea about your business model? Okay, then number 3, while you're doing this work, remain a really good employee at your current job. This is important because I always want you to transition well. Transitioning well typically leaves people cheering you on and wishing you the best, which may have just an overall neutral effect, but it could even have a positive effect if you do it well enough. Okay, number 4, if you want to move to a new position, update your resume and portfolio as required to prepare for your ideal position. If you want to start your own business, then take some time to decide what you're selling. What's your niche? Who is your ideal customer? What will you sell? Will you be an online business? Will you be an e-commerce business selling products? Or will you be a local shop of some kind, like you have a physical storefront somewhere? Sketch out the basics of what it would take to create this business and then create a goal for transitioning from your current 9-to-5 to full-time entrepreneurship. And then the 5th step is to reach out and meet at least one person who's already doing the type of work you are interested in. Develop a relationship if you don't already know them and consider asking them to be a mentor to you. And then as I mentioned earlier in the podcast, I am available for one-on-one career coaching to help you clarify your thoughts on this topic. And if you head on over to genuinedrivenwomen.com, you can just schedule a Zoom session with me and I'll help you through these steps. The link is in the show notes. Okay, so money will not make you happy. We got that clear. I think you know it. I think you've always known it. So it's normal to have such an amazing salary and to still feel unhappy. It happens all the time. You're not alone. Thing is that you are not stuck, especially when you have resources like you have at your fingertips. You do have the power to find a career and a position that will set your soul on fire. It's even possible to find a career or a position that will inspire you, and it might even come with an increased salary. It's surprising how many people will never even try. They think to themselves, this job is probably the best job I'll ever get. The odds of me finding another job that makes this much money is, I don't know, it's probably not going to happen. So they just stay right where they are. But you spend so much time at work, and life is so short. You were meant to do big things, things you love. Don't waste one more day wishing that that could be your reality, all the while you take no action. There is an entire world out there waiting for you. It's time to get to work. It's time to make your dream career come true. You can connect with us on Facebook at Genuine Driven Women, or to learn more about what we offer, check out genuinedrivenwomen.com.